for example, with climate change questions, I fall back on my experience as an archaeologist. And I have a lot of friends that are Native Americans that have oral tradition stories of what happened
Exactly.
in prehistory. And they have the stories, and they've shared those stories with me and of what happened. So I worked with the Hohokam, the relatives, Pima tribe, the Hohokam that live here in Arizona. I worked for that tribe for 3 years. And I've been told the stories of what happened with the Hohokam, and they're mysterious. They were said to be those that have disappeared, is what Hohokam means. And but they didn't all disappear. So the people that are here now, the Pima, are their ancestors that live here in southern Arizona. But what happened was climate change happened, war happened, resource depletion happened. So I can draw from some of that and extrapolate into the future, what might happen. So
in some ways, you could even say that archaeology and anthropology are in large part the study of climate change, the study of the
yes,
of the scars, of the
yes,
the stuff that was left behind or that was
yes,
created as a result of climate
yes.
change.
So you see how I can draw from my
Mhm.
my ability, my degrees, my skill sets there.
Sure.
Yes, and there is a lot of very amazing things to learn about the prehistory of the earth and climate. And I have friends that are PhD archaeologists that have been tracking that, have been excavating that, can tell us secrets about that. So very interesting stuff there. And that's,
Yes.
I'll take you in another direction, so I better be quiet about that. So.
No, it's very interesting. And it's quite, the national security community exists in a cognitive ghetto where what's important is power politics and
Yeah.
strategic leadership. And when they are surprised by world events, it's because whatever was driving the world events was outside of the cognitive ghetto of the intelligence national security community. So it was what merchants were doing in Iran. It was whatever was happening in Tunisia. You can go back to, it was the fact that South African whites realized they had to cut a deal sooner rather than later with Nelson Mandela. And all of these sort of were outside of that, of the landscape that the national security community normally inhabits. And part of it is because,
it's interesting.
To say something that will annoy a lot of people, partly is because it's a world, it's a discipline defined by men. And so they bring into it what they find interesting, which is guns and planes and boats and wars and, stuff like that.